We're starting terrifying and descending straight into hell. Number 8. Mercury. You step out of your spacecraft onto the closest planet to the sun. The moment your 30 seconds start, the side of your body facing the sun begins cooking at temperatures that can hit 800 degrees Fahrenheit, while the side facing away starts plunging toward negative 290. Your suit would be groaning under the thermal stress, materials expanding and contracting at war with each other. By the time your 30 seconds are up, you've experienced one of the most extreme temperature swings a human body could ever be subjected to. And the outcome? You'd survive technically, assuming the suit held, but you'd come back with a story about standing in an oven and a meat locker simultaneously, which honestly isn't a bad opener at a party. Number 7. Mars. Now here's where things get a little more almost livable, which is exactly why it's so cruel. Mars has been humanity's golden child for decades, the place we keep sending rovers to sniff around for ancient water. You land, the sky above you is a dusty butterscotch color, and gravity is about 38% of Earth's. So you'd feel lighter, but here's the catch. The atmosphere is less than 1% the density of Earth's, made up mostly of carbon dioxide, and the average temperature sits around negative 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Without a pressurized suit, your 30 seconds would unfold in a horrifyingly specific sequence. The moisture on your eyes and tongue would start boiling away almost instantly because the pressure is so low, while simultaneously your blood vessels would begin to swell as the gases dissolved in your blood try to expand, and you'd lose consciousness within about 15 seconds from lack of oxygen. The final outcome is darkly poetic. You'd be found, theoretically, as a frozen, dust-coated, slightly bloated statue on the surface of the planet we've spent 50 years dreaming about colonizing. Romantic, right? Number 6. Earth. Yeah, I know, putting Earth on this list feels like cheating, but stick with me because the setup here flips everything. Spending 30 seconds on Earth without protection is shockingly the only scenario on this list where you'd actually be totally fine, assuming you didn't pick a bad spot. Here's the thing though, I'm the one making this list, so I get to decide how weird this gets, and Earth's 30 seconds challenge depends entirely on location. Land in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and your 30 seconds are spent treading water. Land on the summit of Mount Everest, and you're gasping in thin air at negative 30 degrees with winds that could knock you flat. Land in Death Valley in July, and you're standing on ground hot enough to fry an egg, sweating instantly as the 130-degree heat slaps you. Earth is the only planet on this list with weather, oceans, breathable air, and gravity tuned exactly for human bones and muscles. Number 5. Uranus. Now imagine stepping toward a planet that's essentially tipped over on its side. A planet so weird that its poles get 42 years of continuous daylight followed by 42 years of darkness. But you don't even get to land on solid ground here because Uranus doesn't really have one. It's an ice giant, meaning beneath its hydrogen-helium atmosphere lies a thick layer of water, ammonia, and methane ices, all swirling under crushing pressure. So your 30 seconds would actually be spent falling. You'd enter an atmosphere howling with winds reaching up to 560 miles per hour, all while the temperature plummets to around negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Within seconds, the pressure would begin crushing your suit, and the extreme cold would cause any exposed material to become brittle and shatter. The final outcome is that your 30 seconds end with you still falling, accelerating into a planet with no bottom. Number 4. Neptune. Neptune is basically Uranus's slightly more aggressive sibling. It's the windiest planet in the entire solar system, with storms clocked at speeds up to 1,200 miles per hour. The moment your 30 seconds begin, you'd be caught in winds so violent they'd shred a typical spacesuit like wet paper within a couple of seconds. Temperatures hover around negative 330 degrees Fahrenheit at the cloud tops, and as you fall deeper, the pressure builds exponentially. Scientists believe that deep within Neptune, the extreme pressure and temperature could actually compress carbon into diamonds, raining down through the planet's interior. The final outcome is that you don't survive long enough to even register the diamond rain. Your 30 seconds end somewhere in a churning blue abyss, in the most violent weather system humans have ever measured. Number 3. Saturn. Now we arrive at the planet famous for its rings. Saturn is a gas giant, meaning, again, no surface. The mechanics start with entering an atmosphere where winds can reach up to 1,100 miles per hour near the equator, and the temperature at the cloud tops sits around negative 285 degrees Fahrenheit. As you fall, the pressure increases dramatically, and here's where it gets genuinely bizarre. Your suit would be battered by ammonia ice crystal clouds near the top, then water ice clouds further down, each layer a different shade of yellow, brown, and gray. The pressure would eventually become so extreme that hydrogen gas transitions into a liquid and even deeper into a metallic state that conducts electricity. The final outcome is that your 30 seconds end mid-fall, somewhere in this transition zone, your body and suit having long since been crushed flat by pressures that exceed anything achievable in any laboratory on Earth. Number 2, Jupiter. Jupiter is the king of the solar system for a reason. It's the largest planet by a massive margin, with a gravitational pull so strong it's responsible for shielding the inner solar system from countless comets and asteroids over billions of years. But that same gravity is exactly what makes your 30 seconds here so horrifying. Jupiter's gravity is about 2.4 times that of Earth's, meaning your body would suddenly feel 2.5 times heavier, like someone strapped extra weight plates to every limb instantly. Then there's the Great Red Spot, a storm larger than Earth itself that has been raging for at least 190 years. If your fall happened to take you near it, you'd be caught in winds exceeding 400 miles per hour within a storm system so massive it makes every hurricane in human history look like a light breeze. As you continue falling, temperatures and pressures climb at an almost incomprehensible rate, and within Jupiter's deep interior, hydrogen becomes metallic just like Saturn. But here the magnetic field generated is the strongest of any planet in the solar system, nearly 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. The final outcome is grim and fast. Within your 30 seconds, you'd be crushed by gravity alone before you even got close to the truly extreme layers. Number 1, Venus. And here we are, the absolute worst, the planet that earns its reputation as the closest thing to a literal hell in our solar system. Venus is roughly the same size as Earth, sometimes called Earth's twin. The moment your 30 seconds begin, the atmosphere, made up of 96% carbon dioxide and shrouded in clouds of sulfuric acid, would immediately start corroding any exposed material on contact. The surface temperature averages around 900 degrees Fahrenheit, and the atmospheric pressure at the surface is about 92 times that of Earth. The final outcome is almost instantaneous, within seconds. Not even the full 30, any unprotected human would be killed by the combination of heat, pressure, and corrosive atmosphere, making Venus the fastest, most efficient, and most thoroughly hellish death on this entire list, proving that sometimes the planet that looks the most like home is actually the one most determined to erase you completely.